Welcome back, you guys. This is Horror While Black. I'm Amani.
I'm Anthony.
And remember,
It's horror in it.
we with it. Today, we are talking about the new release on Netflix, The Deliverance.
Lord.
Now, before we get started, y'all, please give us a thumbs up. We are growing as a channel. We appreciate everybody who has joined the horror fam. If you're new here, hello. Sit down, grab a snack. We're going to chat today. If you are not new, you've been here, welcome back. We're glad to have you. Now, we're about to get right into this. This is a spoiler. So, if you have not seen the movie yet, pause, go see it, and then come back. This movie has 30% on Rotten Tomatoes. It is the #1 most searched streaming today. So everybody's looking for it.
I wonder why.
An Indiana family discovers strange demonic occurrences that convince them and their community that the house is a portal to hell. Wow.
Sounds good.
It does sound good.
This is based off of true events that really happened.
Inspired by. So we
Inspired
just want to
by.
be clear,
All
okay?
right.
This is not a movie that is directly based on a true story. Inspired,
okay, because a little insight, because this is really off of the case that happened in Gary, Indiana.
Yes.
Okay, if you're familiar with the film Demon House, all right,
documentary by Zach Bagans and his Ghost Adventures team. They investigated, and it's a real deal.
It's a real deal. It's so real, we never watched it. We was about to watch it, but on the screen it says if you watch this, demons can come through the TV. Kid you not, you want to find out, go watch the movie.
Yes, if you are
It's on
interested,
Amazon.
Yes, yes. Watch at your own risk. We'll just leave it at that. For those of you who are not familiar with who Lee Daniels is, he is an American director and producer.
He's black.
He's black.
He's black. All right.
He's done things like Monsters Ball, Precious, Empire, Star, lots of things that have been wildly successful. And so here he is in the horror genre. We have a star-studded cast here. We have people like Monique. We have people like Caleb McLaughlin from Stranger Things. We have Glenn Close. Okay? We haven't seen her in a while.
Ain't seen her in a while. I'm gonna tell you something. Last time I saw her was 101 Dalmatians. But if you're not familiar with her, all right, she is the lady from Fatal Attraction.
Yes.
Cooking bunnies and shit.
Ooh.
This movie is probably searched because of the fact that
They're curious.
it is curious. Oh, you can be curious, all right. But once you get there, curiosity killed the cat, all right.
There is
And
a
this
cat in the
movie,
too.
it's a cat. It's a cat. It is a cat in this movie. Ah, good observation. I like it. But no, what I want to say is that, like, the acting. Let's start off with the good. Let's start off with love, okay?
Good choice.
We're gonna start with love. Acting is very believable.
Solid acting.
Everybody is bringing it. I know they're talking about, what's her name? Glenn.
Alberta.
Yeah.
In the movie.
She is
Glenn
like
Close.
the white mom.
Grandma.
No, she's the mom. You know. So we in the trenches, all right, and you know they was all like, "Oh, why is she the white woman within the black community?" Listen, it was very rough. Okay, rough hearing them cuss. They're cussing up a storm back of each other. A lot of F-bombs, a lot of stuff going on. I mean, they're doing it back and forth. But I hate to say it, but if you grew up in that neighborhood or that type of neighborhood, you will understand this happens. And I know people on the internet is saying that, oh, this is not believable. There's no white woman in this type of area to see. But I'm like, well, if you grew up in these inner cities and seen this type of stuff, then yes, you have. So
I think
it
if
was
they
accurate.
definitely execute those types of themes in the black community in ways that people can relate to.
Yeah, so that's just case in point. This movie it was an hour, okay? I'm a kid you not. It was an hour we was in, like, damn, when the hell he gonna get possessed and when all the stuff is gonna happen? I clocked it. It took exactly around what, 57 minutes? Because when we get to 57 minutes, that's when it really starts to pick up. Because this movie only got an hour and 58 minutes.
52.
So, hour and 52. So in an hour, that's when everything started happening. So it's a lot of trauma. A lot of trauma in this movie. A lot of trauma. I think that's probably what makes this movie even more like a reason for the things to happen, because it feeds off negative energy, and boy, did this house have negative energy for your ass. Yeah, it really did.
Lots of dysfunction.
I
made a note there too. It's like, excuse me, rooted in severe dysfunction, like severe generational dysfunction. You know, unstable home, mom. You know, she struggling with addiction and kind of like neglect of her kids.
And battling cancer.
Grandma.
The grandma. Oh, the grandma is battling cancer, but the mom, like you said, addiction. Oh yeah, you're right. I'm confused too. Yeah.
But what I also said is this is a perfect storm to allow spiritual vulnerability that is necessary. Necessary recipe for a possession movie.
Damn, you wrote that?
I did.
That's quite clever.
Yeah, it's true. Like those are like the recipe. Like that's what you need. You need people who are.
That's how you cook.
It is. Just like that.
You dumping. No wonder be spicy.
But what I will say is, I also made a note that I do think that the acting was solid. Like the people acted their parts well. I think that there was poor execution on the actual horror elements. Would you agree?
Oh, that's what I want to get to next.
Okay.
Man, the horror aspect was just doo-doo and feces. All right, okay. Because it was a lot of just generic stuff. It's kind of like...
And some like missed opportunities.
It was very missed opportunity. This movie not scary at all. It's not scary at all.
No.
Not scary.
It has the potential to have a couple very slight jump scares, but not enough.
I mean, if you used to jump scares, this was just like, oh... All right. Yeah. Or you can time it. It's one of time, like, oh, watch this type
kind of
predictable.
Stuff.
Yeah, it's very predictable. And that was just it. Like, the horror stuff was not it. I was not terrified. Of course, just like their internet, we saw the scene, okay, where she said, I could smell that nappy. You know what, all right? Quite cringe.
It was just, yes,
it was
there
very
was some
cringe,
cringy parts in this movie. And... You know, the whole lead up...
Oh, I'm sorry to cut you off, but the kids tripping all at the same time at the school. Yeah. And then he just cocked over and threw it at the teacher. Lord, that was quite something. That was something.
Yeah, there was a lot going on in this movie. And the lead up to us getting to this, like, the possession, to me, I was like, this is not realistic. Look, let me tell you something. Black people, one thing I know, there is no reason why we are not ignoring certain things. Like, she had these flies in her house, and she was just like, oh, swatting them away. And then her basement kept opening. The door kept opening. That's strike number one. Any door that we know should be closed, it keeps opening. There is no reason why you just, let me close the door. Like, that's strike number 1 and 2. Because we're already like, something ain't right. Something ain't right. And so I felt like that ain't real, because we don't play in our house.
Well, especially the fact that I just took him upstairs, and next thing you know, he in a basement somehow banging his head. I'm like, yo, something is not right.
Because us, like, in our home, in our family, like, we know where everybody's at all times.
Yeah.
And if somebody's moving around, we hear it, we know about it. But she was distracted. She, again, was really struggling with alcoholism. And I think, like, she was not putting anything together yet. But it was just, like, missed opportunities to explain things. They were kind of alluding to, like, abuse, like maybe her like putting her hands on her kids, maybe she had in the past. They didn't really get too much into it, but they definitely made it clear that there was some generational abuse from the grandma to the daughter, who was the mom in the movie, and then maybe passing down to the kids. But also there's this possession that's like creeping in that we're not really seeing fully yet, and I just feel like they missed some marks to clarify. And it just took a long time to get there, to be very honest. It took us a really long time. They kind of framed it as she was like losing her marbles. It's her. They even put her in the hospital for a bit. And I just felt like, come on, y'all, like, let's get to it. Like, what are we? Come on.
I'm gonna be honest. The Deliverance, because it's not an exorcism. Remember, it's Deliverance. Was trash. All right, it was just ridiculous because I get it. At the end, she was battling the demon, which is herself. You get what I'm saying? Inner demons, but the way they defeat the damn demon, I did not like it. Speaking in tongue, hashala. I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all because it's a black thing. All right, that's a black thing. Hate to say it, but it is what it is. You know, speaking in tongue and everything. I was
and
just
it's
like,
a specific kind of category of Christianity. It's not the full spectrum of
so
like,
I was
Christian.
like, dang, you know, I just wanted it to be just a regular, pure, just exorcist type movie or exorcism type movie, but it just went crazy because it's like 1 minute she's dead, then next thing you know she just got this superpower, and then just do all just praise, and that was defeated because
basically
it was wild.
So basically she was just like using the authority of Jesus Christ and say, you know, you need to go, you need to leave, and she's like battling the demon face to face, and as soon as she like fully commits or like, you know, fully submits to being kind of like more of a child of God, she kind of went astray in her life. That's when she had all this power and authority to cast out this demon, which is fine, but I feel like how they went about it was specific. It was a specific way, and
it was very black.
It was very, and this is a black movie, let's keep it clear. But what I will say, somebody I did not mention, is Ingenue Ellis Taylor, who was the apostle. She was the one who was doing the deliverance. She is from Lovecraft Country, for those of you who you know. And
we thought that was like the mother. That was her being a real mother of the main character. We thought she was working with Monique. Come to find out, she just, like you said, what you say, air apostle or something? Apostle. I don't know. Yeah, I never heard of that term.
Anywho, y'all.
All right, let's cut the shits. All right, what is this movie? All right, I'm telling you, I'm never watching it again. I watched it because the internet kept talking about the scene.
Yeah. And
that was it. Okay. Monique had a funny line. She was funny. I can honestly say that Monique was fine.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody was fine. Acting. Everybody was fine. The acting was good. The horror aspect, we here for horror. And the horror was poorly executed. All right, it was bad. It was like season 5 of Empire. It just went downhill from there.
And let me just squeeze in one more thing of like what's not for real, because her son also said, I have a friend that's in a hole in the basement.
Oh,
excuse me?
Yeah.
We're burning the house down. That's it. Like, you're just like, you don't have no friend. Sorry.
Or the fact she was talking to him on the swing, like, get your ass in the house.
Right.
Damn, like, Terry. Yeah. Or Trey. Oh, yeah.
There's certain things that you gotta listen.
Yep.
Because he was telling her what was going on. You in the basement with a friend in the hole in the floor. Good night. Yeah. That's it. We gotta leave this place. So I feel like they tried. But if you're like a horror fan, this one's not for you. Now, I know that people are split because some people thought it was a beautiful movie, beautifully executed, did its job, and that's cool. And you can have that. I just thought that it was lackluster and that 30% was probably generous on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
So that's all we got to say about that movie.
What you giving it, score-wise?
Oh, I was about to say I gotta go Rotten Tomatoes. I give it 3 out of 10.
I give it 3 out of 10 too, because like I said, acting, I can't knock the acting. Acting was top notch, but Everything after.
But that's what gave it the 3 was the acting.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. That's all I got to say about it.
That's all I got to say too.
You guys, as usual, let us know. Have you seen it? How do you feel? Do you agree? Do you strongly disagree? Did you love the movie? Have you seen Demon House? Do you watch Ghost Adventures? Like, let us know all your thoughts. And if you have watched all the way to the end, you're a real one. We appreciate you. Drop a house emoji in the comments. Give us a little house. Let us know we saw it. You saw us and you watched to the end, because that's how we'll know. Any last thoughts?
I'm never watching that shit again.
Yeah, that's that. Yep. Yeah, I agree. And on that note, we'll see you in the next one. Before you head out of here, please give us a subscribe, a like, share it with somebody who saw Deliverance, and then y'all talk about it. And we'll be out.
That's it. I'm done.